But anywho, so we're gonna do this from scratch models. So best place to get a base from at all is the DeviantArt. So best thing to type up is like TDA base. Now I'm not a fan of TDA bases because they're all a pain in the ass to use. But personally, everyone uses them, so they're just easiest because they all come with vice seams and blah 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 blah. Now, you know, I don't even know half the shit that I search or find on here. It kind of fucking scares the living shit out of me, like 90% of the time. So don't at me. That's not a half bad model. Okay, so we're just gonna press X, delete the square because nobody fucking cares about the square. Delete all this shit because we're not gonna need them either. So this is Blender 2.79, if I'm correct. And if you are at all going to be doing any model making ever for anything, this works for any game, not even Vrchat. This works for literally anything, and it was super helpful. Please download the Cats plugin. It is super goddamn helpful. Like, holy Jesus. So we're just going to go over to my base file. Look for the Lily file. I think I already passed it. No, I didn't. Did I? No, it's right here. Alright, cool. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Okay. So they all have their own little thing. Alright, cool, whatever. I don't really care. So, first of all, we're immediately going to start off with, this is pretty, like, to the, you know, core. Always apply full body tracking. Because Vrchat has grown so exponentially nowadays that literally everyone who has at least, like, 200 plus hours on this fucking game has full body tracking. So, if you want to grow as a, you know, a model maker or whatever, please just put on full body tracking. I'll explain everything thoroughly about full body tracking, and you literally just click that, you click OK, and you hit this magic button called Fix Model. You're done. Boom. Sets everything for you. Fixes all the bones majority of the time. Quote unquote, majority of the time. I'm not very specific here. Majority of the time, okay? It likes to be a little boosted sometimes, I won't lie. So, we got this model, and we got a solid 44,000 polys. I don't like that. So anyway, so main things you're gonna instantly recognize from the model before and now is that it has these weird bones that are faced upwards and the normal regular leg bones. So, these bones right here, the two main leg bones, they will not have any weight paint on them. We'll go over weight paint in a hot minute. But they won't have weight paint on them. And these two above here will have them instead. And that's primarily, honestly, it. That's really all you need to know about full body. Second thing, most important right here. You want to make sure you open model options, and you want to make sure you translate all. Because if you do not, if you go over to, let's see, let me click on the body. If you go over to this little fucking triangle thing here, Jesus, my language. See how everything's in Japanese. Now, I can read Japanese, but unfortunately half the folks here can't, so, or more than half. So, to make it a hell of a lot easier on all of you, just press this big old all button right here. Boom! Everything's in English. Hot diggity dog. Look at that. Easy money. Now you can read everything like the American scrub you are. Moving on! I'm like fucking calling out my own my own audience. Big yikes. Alright. Anywho. Now, another thing I always like to have open is the vice seams and the eye tracking. Because these are so freaking important to pay attention to. Because once you're parenting, or separating and reparenting things back together, with new stuff, if you're like throwing other clothes onto a model, if you don't pair it properly, you're going to see your vice seams literally disappear, and you can get to like 2 hours within working on your model and then find out you have 0 vice seams. And even if you click fix your model, it will not add vice seams. Same thing if you try creating vice seams, it just will not work. So it is very important to pay attention to this whatever you parent stuff. Now I'll show you the proper method how to parent things, but primarily you want to make sure that you do this properly, or else you're gonna hate your life. And anywho, so to start off, we're going to separate everything by the materials. So just click that button. Easy. Give it a second to load, and once it loads, you're gonna see your stuff load up in orange. If you want to, make it a little easier on yourself so you don't have to see all the textures, just hold Z down, and it's gonna give you this taskbar little thing right here, right? And you're just gonna click solid. You're going to get this. Makes it a lot easier. So you're going to just click off, or you can just press A. A is to select all, so I just press A whenever I want to select off everything. And then you just select the hair and just hit delete. Same thing on this side, and just pay attention to make sure nothing else deletes, because sometimes parenting is a little awkward. We may leave the underwear just for simple reasons. Same thing with the bra. Just leave it on. See what happens. We're also going to delete these little hair strands. Let's get in the way. Another thing to focus on is deleting the pupils. And if this comes up where you have more than one selected of what you want, just hit loose parts. But for starters, most MMD files like to have this little sheet over the eyes for some friggin' reason. I don't really know why. Sometimes they'll put creators' names on it to show that it, like, if you get like, so let's press 5 and then 1. And then if we get like really, really close to the eye, see how they write the creator's name in there? Vocaloid Lily from anime, You want to delete those because we all know we like recreate models from fucking other users, so not calling out the rest of us, but just things. Cover your own ass. So we're gonna hit loose parts after we click on the face, and then you're gonna see everything kind of a little bit deformed. It's kind of whatever, but yeah. And then we're just gonna hold shift and click on all the little fucking I don't know what the hell you want to call those, whatever. And then just delete them. Super easy. Boom. And then we're gonna join everything back together. Now, do keep in mind, a lot of models like to have what they call gestures, and they keep them most of the time inside the head. So if you see some, like, if you want to fix the camera view again, just press 5. It's really simple. They're going to have, like, stuff like this, hiding, like, they even have glasses in the head and stuff like that. Just delete them. It doesn't matter. But to clear out all the bones, if there's, like, no weight painted bones, the easiest way to clear them out is click on the wrench again, and you're going to make sure that you keep this unchecked. Pretty much what this does is any bones that are left on the model when you fix it that aren't weight painted to some form of object will instantly delete when you fix the model. So if it's unchecked and we fix the model like we do, all the bones on the hair should disappear, and we should be left with this. Makes it look pretty good. Cleans up everything, makes it a little easier to see what the hell we're dealing with here. And so we're going to separate everything by materials one more time. And there's also this weird doohickey thing. We're going to actually just hit loose parts because everything's paired together again. So we're just going to click on that, and we're going to hit delete. Same thing with these ears, because we don't need them. And I like deleting the glasses because I literally never use them. If I want to use them, I'll implement them on the model myself rather than just use them as a gesture. So, and then we're going to do the same thing again, fix model. So, we are doing a fallen angel. Now, the last thing I like to do, like very last, is texturing. I like to make sure everything's implemented first before I start texturing anything, because textures get a whole lot of wonky really fucking quick. So just make sure your model's spick and span before you start texturing it. I like to color when I'm in Unity because it's faster. But anywho, so this is pretty much what you're looking to get at. So pretty much from here on out, I pray, please, you know what, I'm just going to say it myself before I get, like, banned on Twitch, because a lot of models like to have nips, textured on, so I don't deal with that. So, here's some other helpful hints if you don't know how to use the edit tool. I have a special setting to where whenever I hold tab, I get my menu of all the, sculpt tool, weight paint tool, object tool, texture paint, vertice paint. So you can do that in the settings somewhere. It'll take me like 20 minutes to find it, so I'm not going to go in thorough of how to find that setting. But in retrospect, if you don't have this, go ahead and try finding it. You can probably ask Google and it'll tell you exactly where it is. But if you don't have that, just locate down to the bottom left right here where it says object mode, which is going to say most at the time, and just look for edit mode. Click on that. Bing, bong, boom. You're going to have this. Now, another easier way to handle stuff like this, so you don't have to, click each one individually holding shift. You can hold C, or you just press C and use your scroll wheel to upsize your brush or whatever you want to call this damn thing, and you just left click and just scroll over. And if you want to delete stuff, like if you selected too much, you hold down your scroll wheel and it will delete, delete whatever you highlighted. So, but you have to hit right click to get out of that and then press A. But a better way to do this is you want to go down to these, and you want to click on this one, this little square one right here with the full face. So what this will allow me to do is select a whole vertice rather than like an edge or a line. And that makes that a lot easier. Now, since I'm just trying to delete the bra itself, I could just press A and just select everything and then just go around and, do this and then try fiddling with it and then turn my eyes and do this, and that takes too long. So what we're going to do is really simple, and we're just going to click on this little button right next to where you select your different sizes of vertices, right? Click on that, bing, bong, boom. Now you can see all your vertices through everything. Bing. Easy money. And so we're just going to do what I did before. You could either do it like this, hide everything like that, and you're good. Or you just press A and you just deselect all these. Same thing. It really depends on what you're trying to do. But then once we got that done, we're just gonna hit X and delete faces. Alright, so that way we can at least keep the underwear, because, well, underwear's nice to have sometimes. But since I'm trying to adjust the thighs a bit, make her a little thicker, we're gonna, hello? Move that over on the, what the crap? What kind of underwear is that? Yikers. Okay, we're just gonna, never mind, I'm just gonna delete that. Can make better underwear than that, yikes. Okay, so, now, I'm a man of culture, and I like, preferably very, thick women, alright? I think we can all say that here. We like us some thick women, alright? So simply put, make sure you're, everything's separated by materials, so you only can see your body mesh right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Sculpt Mode. Now, remember, if you don't have that thing, just go to the bottom here and just click on Sculpt Mode. Super simple. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll up to the very top and click on Tools. Now, this is very important because TDA bases and MMD bases like to mess up if you don't use the proper tools, where vertices will break and it's a pain in the ass to repair all the vertices back together. Hell yeah, I'm a man of culture. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the grab tool, which is pretty self-explanatory. It grabs vertices and it pulls them. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase this bad boy really largely, and we're just going to start thickening up them thighs, you know what I'm saying? Now, this is not going to look like god tier amazing at first, but you gotta find your happy medium. Just slowly pull everything out. Alright, that sounded wrong. But anywho, just pull everything, customly outwards enough to where it looks roundabout. Now, if you zoom in a bit, it will actually, kind of help you out a bit. And we're just gonna fluff up the butt a bit, it's lacking a little bit, looking a little flat. Just gonna give her some plump, I mean, I wish I could get some plump in my life, let's be honest here. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not gonna worry too much on the butt just right now because there's an easier way to handle that with some stuff. But another thing you also need to really consider is that Unity has flat lit toon shaders, so don't worry too much about creases you see, because the flat lit toon shaders honestly cover that shit up really well, and it's really nice. So, and then we're gonna come in here. I'll need do 1 and 5. This way, this makes it a little easier for me. Viewpoint, and we're gonna pull out her thighs a little bit, make them a little bit dummy thick. You know what I'm saying? Want to make sure she's got a nice thigh gap here, and I'm pulling the wrong vertices. Yikes. So also when you're pulling stuff too, make sure you're just paying attention to how your the vertices look on both sides. So I'm gonna go to the back side here, and I'm actually gonna exit out that view so I can see how this looks. So it's looking alright. We wanna make sure that this is getting pulled out too in the back.